Hi everybody, Ed Diaz here. In today's video, we're going to learn how to install the FANTOM EX Upgrade. So follow along with me and I'm going to take you through all the necessary steps. Alright, let's get started. So first off, before we do anything, make sure your FANTOM has a good power supply because we do not want to interrupt the upgrade process. Okay, make sure first off that that's cool. Next, let's make sure we have a USB thumb drive that was previously formatted with the FANTOM. I'm going to go ahead and format my thumb drive just in case you need to know how to do it. Check it out, very easy. Let's just plug it into the USB memory port. Now that it's plugged in there, we're going to press Menu, go to Utility, and we're going to go ahead and press USB memory format. And OK. And yes, I am sure. Alright, now that it's formatted, let's take it out of the FANTOM and put it inside your computer. So now that I have my USB thumb drive plugged into the computer, let's begin the process. Now as you can see, there's a lot of files, so please stick with me and we will work on these together. The main files we're going to need for the upgrade are as follows. We're going to need the data file, we're going to need the FANTOM UPA bin, and we're going to need the actual update. I'm just showing this to you, don't do anything yet, okay? Let's just work on this together. And then after we get the FANTOM updated, then we're going to need the different files for all of the engines that we're going to add to the FANTOM. And those will all be here with the exception of that UPN bin. So we're going to drag all of those over. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and grab from the top and I'm going to press and hold Shift and I am going to grab all the way down here. I'll just wait a second so you can pause the video. So grab all of these and drag them over to the FANTOM thumb drive. All right. I'm grabbing all of those. Now don't worry, there's more files we need to drag over, but we're going to do this section first. Alright, now that we've transferred those files to our USB thumb drive, let's go ahead and grab the update file and drag it as well. Okay, great. So now let's take a look at this folder that says Manual. I'm just going to pop it open just so you can see. And this is where all the manuals for all the new features for the FANTOM EX are located. Make sure you grab these and put them someplace where you can reference them. Okay, let me back up. Right here we have the README text for English and Japanese, so if you wanted to, you could go ahead and look at those, and these will tell you how to install as well. Now let's take a look at these right here. We have a whole multitude of new scenes for zyme and also for the EX Upgrade. I highly suggest that you put these scenes in your FANTOM. They're going to give you some great inspiration with some of the new features and engines that are inside the FANTOM EX Upgrade. So I'm going to unzip this one that says zyme. Now that it's that folder, I'm going to drag it to the FANTOM folder over here. Now I'm going to grab the one that says Scene FANTOM EX. I'm going to double click to open that one as well. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and grab it and pull it over to the folder. And now let's open this one that says Wallpaper FANTOM EX. So now I have this folder and I'm going to drag it to the FANTOM thumb drive. Okay, so at this point I highly suggest you pause the video and you take a look at the screen and make sure yours looks exactly like mine does. And I'm going to check mine too. So make sure I have everything dragged across right here, and I suggest you do the same. Just do it now. Most importantly, we need to have the data, FANTOM UPA bin, and the update. Those files will upgrade your FANTOM to EX. Alright, I think we are good. Okay, so if your screen looks exactly like my screen for the thumb drive, let's go ahead at this time and eject the FANTOM thumb drive from our computer. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and turn off our FANTOMs. Now let's take the thumb drive that has all of the FANTOM EX Upgrade information and plug it into our USB memory port of our FANTOM. Alright, now let's begin the next important step. let's press and hold the right button and power on our Phantom. Continue to hold the right button until the Phantom goes into update mode. Let's do this now. Press and hold right. Turn on your Phantom. Continue to hold the right button, and it says preparing for update. Okay, so now the update started. You can let go of the right button and sit back and relax. Do not touch the Phantom. Do not touch the power supply, anything. Just sit there, relax. Let the Phantom go through its steps to upgrade your Phantom to the new FANTOM EX Upgrade. All right, we're halfway there. So once the Phantom says update board 1 end ... now it's time to take the USB thumb drive and put it into one of the external device ports, the other memory ports on the Phantom. So let's do that now. Once you plug in the USB thumb drive to that external device port on the Phantom, it will automatically continue to upgrade the Phantom to the EX. So let's be patient, you're halfway there. All right, check this out. The Phantom says update board to end. All right, let's take our time now. I'm gonna power off the Phantom and I'm gonna take the USB thumb drive out of the external device port. Let's do that together now. All right, at this time, let's go ahead and power on our new FANTOM EX. Let's do it. That was pretty cool, right? Now you have the operating system updated to FANTOM EX. Let's go ahead and check that now. So I'll press Menu, System, and I am gonna spin the knob all the way down to Info, and as you can see, it says EX 1.0. Pretty cool. All right, let's exit, go back to the top screen. Now let's begin the next part of the installation process. We're gonna install all the expansions. So remember our thumb drive that had all those expansions? We're going to plug it in just a second. Let's begin first by turning off our Phantom once again. Okay, now that our Phantom is turned off, let's plug in the thumb drive back into the USB memory port. The original one, not the external device port. The original USB memory port. So now, let's press and hold the tempo button and continue to hold it until we get the prompt to install the expansions. So press and hold your tempo button and turn on your Phantom. Continue to hold. You'll see the prompt. Okay, now let go of the tempo button. So here you go, we're inside the expansion section of the Phantom where we can install and uninstall expansions. So I'll spin the dial wheel and we can see what we currently have installed inside our Phantoms. I'm gonna press the install knob, press that in. And it's reading from our USB thumb drive, and I can select JD800, Zyme, and Supernatural Acoustic Piano 3. I could do these all individually, or I could press and hold Shift and arrow up to select all three. Once all three are selected, I can just press Install. On your Phantom, it will let you know approximately how long it will take to install these three expansions. So on mine, it says 6 minutes and 5 seconds. All right, I am sure. Okay. All right, so we have those three expansions installed. Let's take a look. So if we go down, we see there's the JD800, a little bit more. There is Zyme right there, And if we look, there's one more, the Supernatural Acoustic Piano 3. All right, let's continue. So now I'm gonna press the vPiano expansion tab. It's currently empty, but not for long. Let's press install. And you see there is the brand new German concert. Let's go ahead and install that one now. So I went ahead and used my dial wheel or my cursor, and I have it selected, and let's press the knob down to install. Great, this one says, are you sure? It's gonna take about 7 minutes. I am absolutely sure. All right, so let's get it installed. Let's press this knob or the screen for OK. All right, there it is. The German Concert Grand is now installed inside your Phantom. Now let's select the next tab. And that's gonna give us ACB. Currently nothing's in there. Let's press the install knob and see what we get. There we go. We're gonna get the ACB Jupiter 8. So I'm going to use my dial wheel, or I can use my arrows to go down and select. And now let's press the install knob. Press it down. Great, this one's gonna take us about 51 seconds. Press OK, and let's get it installed. All right, how cool is that? We have the ACB Jupiter 8, we have the vPiano German Concert Grand, and we have the JD800, zyme, and the Supernatural Acoustic Piano 3. All right, so at this time, you can power off your Phantom, but go ahead and leave that thumb drive in the USB port. Let's do this now. Let the Phantom fully power down, and now let's start it back up. Now let's go ahead and install some of the scenes made for zyme and also the FANTOM EX Upgrade. So I'm gonna go ahead and press Menu, and I'm gonna go to Utility. And now we're gonna select Import. And now let's select Import Scene. So as you can see here, now I'm inside the root directory of my thumb drive, and I can choose whether I wanna put the zyme scenes, and there's 20 of those, or the FANTOM EX scenes, and it appears to be 16. So I'm gonna try and install the Phantom scenes. There's 16 of them. So I'm gonna select, and there we go. There's 16 there. I'm going to go to Next, and it wants to put it started in B128, but I want to clear that, and I want to put it at C51. I know I have a bunch of initialized scenes there, so that's where I wanna put it. And I'll go ahead, increment and cursor down until I have 16 spots saved. Great, and now let's execute and import. Great, so I just imported those scenes. So if we were to go to C51, oh, there it is right there, C51, you can see that there are some new scenes that are using the new FANTOM EX Upgrade. So try that, and if you want to install the zyme scenes, just follow the same procedure I did with the FANTOM EX Upgrade scenes. Now let's move on to checking out that wallpaper and getting some new wallpaper installed inside our FANTOM EX. So once again, I'm going to go to Menu, I'm going to go to Utility, and I am going to go to Wallpaper right there. And I'm going to select User File. Great, as you can see, once again, we're in the root directory of our thumb drive right here, and I'm going to go down to where it says Wallpaper. Remember, it's at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and go inside. I'm going to cursor to the right. There we go. And if we cursor down, we can install these wallpapers. This is another cool feature of the FANTOM EX Upgrade, the ability to put in your own wallpaper. Let's go ahead and try and put one in now. So I'm going to select that one, and I am going to select, and there it is, a little kanji for you. Let's try some other ones. Once again, let's do it again. I'm going to use the knob to go all the way down. Let's go to the right, and Let's try this one, this wave PNG. Let's select. And here it comes. That's a cool one. I think I'm going to keep that one right in there. So another very cool feature that's available inside your FANTOM EX Upgrade. So there you go. We just installed the FANTOM EX Upgrade. Hopefully you're successful. Make sure you follow the video, pause the video if you need to, and just follow all the steps. All right, you guys take care and congratulations. We'll talk to you later.